twice.
All right, Patrick, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Which alien shows did you watch that make you want to believe that that's true?
First off, Joe Rogan's podcast where he interviewed Commander Fravor, who was the Navy pilot who was on the airplane of the Pentagon released video of the UFO that they just confirmed.
Oh, okay.
He was the pilot on there.
Okay.
Joe Rogan interviewed him on his account of what he saw and what happened, because he's fucking seeing it with his own eyes, and we just saw the video that the Pentagon released. So that was one moment. The other moment was when he interviewed what's his face? Why is the guy from the Area 51, Bob Lazar? He interviews Bob Lazar, who worked at Area 51. He's the guy who came out in the 80s that said aliens were real and the U.S. government is storing them at Area 51. He's the motherfucker who started that in the 80s because he came out and said, I worked for them and this is what I saw, this is what I worked on. He was working on one of the flying saucers. So in the 80s and the 90s, he was written off as a crazy person, but he's a physicist who's super smart. And throughout that whole time, there's evidence of the FBI and the CIA. They're trying to erase his records. They're trying to erase the fact that he worked at Los Alamos, which is the base that comes up with a lot of the technology. And it's like a propulsion lab. They're trying to erase the fact that he ever went to MIT and got his engineering degree. They're trying to erase all this stuff about him, so that looks fishy. But one of the key things he said in the 80s was element 115 was the fuel source. I don't know if you know much about the periodic table, but you know how each element has a number? So the way the periodic table is designed is it's they didn't just say, hey, let's make it this shape. It's an actual algorithm, so you can predict where the next element might be based on the shape of the periodic table. And so at the time in the 80s, we knew theoretically maybe possibly element 115 could exist. You know, like number 8 is oxygen, number 1 is hydrogen. Element 115 didn't exist on Earth though, but we knew on the periodic table it could. And he said element 115 is the fuel source of these flying saucers. And he said it was like a solid rock. It was like a fucking cube of element 115. And so long story short, everybody writes him off as crazy. 2004, Russian scientists are able to create element 115, but it's unstable and only lasts like a split second. But it is because particle colliders. So now we know element 115 has been confirmed to actually be possible to exist. And now that's why Joe Rogan had him on. And I believe that I'm a very good judge of character. I'm very good at reading people's micro expressions, their body language. And also I've been practicing since I was a kid because I was super into poker when I was in middle school. And so I've always been looking out for that kind of stuff. So anyways, I don't see a single hint that this man is lying, right? He at least believes every fucking word out of his mouth, but he doesn't slip up. You know, there's nothing that you perceive to him to think that he's not telling the truth about his experience at Area 51. So
I'm open to it.
Combined with the Commander Fravor, I looked into it. And so there's something there, you know?
Dude, honestly, I think it'd be sick if we could believe it, but as long as it wouldn't be harmful. Who wants another war? Who wants a World War III? I mean, I'm happy chilling.
Well, that's under the assumption that aliens and UFOs would be evil and looking to start a war with us.
That's true.
That they're hostile.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully they're chill. That's what I would like to be.
Yeah.
Maybe we can freaking combine.
Have you ever gone...
Alien baby. Pops out, it can start flying. Who knows?
Yeah.